Hello, cosmic souls. Welcome, welcome. My name is Cyrena, and this is my series called Being Human. In this series, I just kind of share a little bit about things that maybe I'm going through, experiences, just kind of any wisdom or knowledge that wants to be shared. Guided journeys, guided meditations, light language activations, and card pulls. So, hope you enjoy. If you haven't been here before, if you have, welcome back. So for this, I always like to say, create the space for you. This is a moment for you to be present, listening, seeing what resonates, take what does, leave the rest, and just let any messages land that want to land for you. So, I always say, burn some sage, incense, smudge, whatever you want to kind of ground yourself and bring yourself here. And then I also am going to do just a quick kind of guided meditation just to ground us, to just help us be a little bit more present and here in this moment. So go ahead and just having a seat, you can close your eyes. And take a nice deep breath in and out. And another deep breath in and out. And one more nice deep breath in and letting everything out. You can move your body if there's any sore spots. And just bring your awareness to the body as you move it gently. Do you notice any tension? If you do, you can breathe into that space. A nice deep breath in and then just letting it relax. Just letting any tension melt away. Bringing your attention to your mind, noticing where your thoughts are and just letting them float on by. No judgment, no attachment. Take another nice deep breath in and out. And then just finding your gentle rhythm of breath. However that looks for you, allowing your breath to be your anchor for this moment, for the present. And now, visualizing your energy that surrounds you and is within you, seeing it whatever color comes to mind first. I want you to see yourself sending your energy down into the ground beneath you. And as you send your energy down, I want you to visualize a golden light coming up from the earth. This golden light is going to meet your light, your energy, intertwine together with it. And then sending these energies down further into the earth, into the core. Feeling yourself being anchored in, allowing the earth to ground you for this moment. And then feeling that beautiful earth energy rising up this connection into your body and landing in your heart space. And now visualizing your energy around you and within you again. And this time sending it out through the crown and out into the stars. And as you send your energy out, I want you to visualize a bright white light coming down from Source. It meets with your energy, intertwines together, And I want you to visualize sending these energies further out into the cosmos. Allowing this energy to connect in with all that you are, strengthening your connection from Source, from the universe, to your heart, to your soul, for the highest good of all. And just feeling that connection come down into your body and also landing into your heart space. Being anchored in and connected to the earth below and Source above. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And slowly, when you're ready, opening your eyes and returning back to your space. Okay. Just taking a moment to notice if you can feel any different in your body, if you feel more landed, more grounded. And if not, that's okay too. Yeah. Okay. So, what wants to be shared today? This actually was just kind of my own light bulb moment, I guess, if you will, that came to me this week. A little while ago in a reading I was having done, I was reminded to not be so hard on myself when my energy feels all over the place or when I'm feeling disconnected. Usually we start to blame ourselves. We think it's something that we've done, that now we are feeling disconnected, chaotic, whatever it may be. And I was reminded that sometimes we also have to remember that it's collective stuff going on, it's planet stuff going on, it's solar flares happening. And another big thing that came through was to remember our hormones as well and the times of our cycle. So this one's going to be a little bit more geared towards us women. And yeah, really tuning into our menstruation cycle that we go through. So after that reading, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like, maybe I need to track it more or whatever. Then, as I was sitting with all this processing, usually for a lot of us, when it is our time of the month, we do feel not as great. Either during that time or just before that time, we're usually a bit more emotional. I know for myself, I definitely seem to be triggered by more things going on, kind of leading up to my period. And then that week, for me, it takes a lot out of me. It's a lot of a reminder of resting and being gentle on myself. So as I was sitting with this, thinking about it, I thought, okay, let's look into this a little bit differently than I have before. If you think about our time of the month when we are actually bleeding and menstruating, that is a literal shedding that is happening within us. It is almost like a literal death phase that we go through every month. So, through that time, there's a lot going on in our body, there's a lot going on in our mind, there is a lot going on energetically and spiritually within us, because we are literally shedding and letting go of what no longer serves us. So then if we take it back a little bit to the time before, just before we actually start bleeding, for myself anyways, that's usually when, you hear the PMS and we'll get, triggered easier, and my emotions seem to be all over the place just before menstruation starts. So then I was like, okay, interesting. So if you look at that part of our cycle, that phase, it's almost kind of the phase of things coming up to the surface. It's from the rest of our cycle, the things that needed to be processed and integrated. And now it's starting to, okay, so this month, we had this stuff happening, whether we're aware of it or not. And then it's like, okay, processing time, integration time. And okay, so this needs to come to the surface to be released. And we start to get triggered and we start to be a little bit more emotional, and then menstruation happens, and it is that literal shedding, that literal letting go, that death of what no longer is needed, what no longer serves us. And then after our bleeding phase, we usually start to feel better. Our energy picks up. We're in this momentum. We have this energy. We have these ideas. The creativity is flowing. What I really thought was interesting, sitting with all this, is we actually attach this to the moon and the cycles of the moon. So for a lot of us women, we usually will bleed around either the new moon or the full moon. Of course, it's a little messed up because we're like the 28-day cycle and our months are longer than that. But then I just got thinking, like, what if it was never the moon in the first place for these cycles of death and rebirth and energy? Because the full moon has always been seen as that, right? It's, what do you want to let go of? You're going to do burning ceremonies to let shit go. What no longer resonates. And then you go into the new moon and everybody talks about like, oh, it's manifesting, it's setting intentions, planting seeds. What if it never actually had anything to do with the moon? And we bring it back to us internally and see it as our own natural cycle that goes on. So in that phase before menstruation and during menstruation, that is kind of the full moon part, the letting go. And then after, when we're in that groove of energy and feeling it and flowing and creating things, that's more of like the new moon energy. Just take a moment to think about that. Sit with it. See if it resonates with you. Maybe it doesn't, and that's totally fine. But just think about it. Because sometimes I feel like as humans, we attach too much to things outside ourselves to explain things that are going on. And a lot of us have been taught to absolutely hate our time of the month. And some of us, myself included, have hated being a woman and having to deal with this every month, dealing with the emotions, dealing with, feeling crazy. And we've been blaming it on the full moon the whole time. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's to maybe become aware of it, acknowledge it more, and have this more awareness while we're going through the different phases of our cycle. And then taking our power back with it. So it's like getting in sync, understanding our own cycle, which is something that I have not acknowledged enough, for sure. So now kind of sitting with it and seeing it from this different perspective, I'm kind of hoping that as I move forward, I will have more respect for what is happening with us as women, realizing like we literally are going through death and rebirth all the time, every month. And I don't know if it is the moon anymore. You know, again, this is just something that came up to me recently too, and that I'm sitting with, because a lot of us look to the moon. Everybody talks about the moon. I'm not saying the moon's bad or it doesn't affect us or anything like that, but maybe just not giving it so much credit to what it's doing for us. Again, it's coming back within. And realizing our own cycles that put us on the path, that get us moving, that kind of shape things for us, and finding a new awareness and respect for those cycles instead of something that we've been told to almost worship outside ourselves. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. And sit with it. Like I said, it's not something that maybe will resonate right away, and it might not resonate at all, and that's okay. But I just thought it was really interesting for myself, so it was just really strongly coming up to share in case anyone else kind of feels the same way or needs to hear that. Like, we got to spin it. We got to spin our own cycle and not see it as such a burden. Because how amazing is it that every month we get the chance to like physically let go of what no longer needs to be a part of our life, because a lot of those things will hold on in our body energetically. So if the next time you're going through your menstruation phase, seeing it as that instead of, okay, we're shedding away whatever is stuck in here that doesn't need to be stuck. Let's clear some of this out. And then see how you feel through it. Yeah, just something to think about. Okay, so I just want to take a moment and feel into what kind of guided visual wants to be shared. Okay. We're gonna go with it. So yeah, okay. Anyways. So I'm gonna guide you guys through a little bit of a guided visual. This one might be a little bit different than usual, may not be as long. Anyways, and then at some point I'm going to share a light language activation to, just kind of like raise our energy, raise our frequency, open up channels, whatever it needs to do. And I'll fill into the intention when we get there. But okay, so go ahead, find a comfortable spot. You consider lie down for this, up to you. And just go ahead and close your eyes. And we're going to take a nice deep breath in and out. And just finding your normal, natural rhythm of breath. Okay. I want you to visualize, this may sound a little strange, but I want you to visualize yourself walking through the trees and seeing the trees come to you however they want. But just see yourself in a forest on a path. But I want you to see yourself on this path completely naked. I'm just walking and noticing how it made you feel as soon as I said that you were walking on this path naked. Just noticing, no judgment. The reason we're walking on this path without clothes, without that comfort, is because this is vulnerable. These cycles we go through, it brings us to vulnerable places. And we don't always allow ourselves to feel into these vulnerable places. Knowing you are safe, allowing yourself to open and be vulnerable as you walk on this path through the trees. And you're going to come out to a clearing. It's just a meadow of grass. Maybe there's flowers. Just noticing what's around in this meadow. And taking a nice deep breath in. And out. I want you to walk into the center of this meadow. And in the center of the meadow, you're going to find a bonfire. And I want you to visualize the flames, whatever color comes to mind first. It doesn't have to be a yellow-orange flame. See these flames, whatever color comes to mind, and then asking what the color of the flames mean for you. Trusting whatever comes first. Just feeling in to what the color of the flames mean for you. Is there something specific to it or not? And then I want you, knowing you are safe, to step into these flames. And knowing as you step into the flames, again, you are safe. But these flames are going to cleanse and burn away what no longer serves you. Cleanse and burn. And as you stand in these flames, and let it burn away what no longer serves you. I'm going to speak light language codes to just help this process of clearing, burning, bringing in a new light, a new frequency. Nani kli haliato liska ni hoto lieskatoto. Nani kalia tokolia taskanili kalia tokolia ni tokolia niska. Nilia nikolia tani kalia toshkani skaliata skaliata. Niklilia hotuniska ni tikilia ni otokolia taniskra niskninilia tanilia tokolia skananiata. Nanilia ni hotaniska lehania nikolia tanianiaka. Nilia skania hotananani skanani niskanani. Onanilia neohotolia skalia niatani liokotani skanini neokotalia hotana. 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 Niskalani toliata kaniatoshkani skadaniata. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. And as you stand in these flames, I want you to feel yourself growing wings like the phoenix who burns in the flames and rises anew. I want you to fly out of these flames like a phoenix, born again. Feeling that freedom, feeling the weights falling away as you enter a new cycle, a new start, a new beginning again. And take a nice deep breath in and out. And slowly, loves, when you're ready, you may open your eyes and return back to your space. Okay, welcome back. Just allowing yourself to allow that to process and integrate. Even after you watch this, just sitting with it more if you need to, journaling what came through. I wasn't expecting that visual for what we had talked about, but then at the same time, it makes complete sense. We are talking about a death and a rebirth that us as women go through every month. So it is to see that cycle as being able to free ourselves, being able to have that new start, being able to have that new beginning every month, creating this new energy. So yeah, beautiful. And yeah, like walking through the trees naked, that is a very vulnerable feeling. So yeah. I also apologize if you heard my dog at any time. He usually is so good and sits quietly, and I don't know what his problem is, but he was like, Mom, pay attention to me. So if you actually watch the video, you will see one point where I put him in his bed, was like, dog. So anyways, don't mind us here. He's just needy, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards. I'm going to do 2. And I'm pulling from my Isis Oracle because let's bring in that divine feminine energy. And Isis, when I feel into her energy, it is so powerful. It is all about like, take your power back, free yourself. And that's, I think, a lot of this is accepting us as women, us, our cycles, what that means, what that holds for us. It is taking our power back. So I thought that was totally suiting. Beautiful Isis. What extra message do you have for us today? Oh, that was 1, 2 right there. Okay. So, intuitively picking card number 1 or card number 2. Instant, don't question it. Okay, card number 1. There we go. Goddess of 10,000 names. If you have felt constrained by a role, name, or identity and are wishing for assistance in growing beyond it, or if you have sensed a new role or identity calling you into greater expression and would love some divine help in that growth, this oracle indicates the help you need is already with you, urging your growth from within. I don't know if we could have gotten a better card for what we talked about. Again, it's coming back within. And again, it's... Sorry. That was over. It's that feeling constrained by a role or a name or identity and wishing to grow beyond it. Again, we have the power to shift it. If we feel we are stuck in a role that we do not like, let it go. Death, rebirth, every month. Tune into that and let it go. We're so, I think, as humans, scared to change our identity, how we feel, because we're seen as like chameleons, or it's not a good thing. And I know, like, I felt that way myself too. But then all we're doing is making ourselves stuck in a box. We're constantly growing. So we need to be able to leave those boxes and try something new. Like, yeah. So again, remembering every month we're going through a death and a rebirth. So every month you can sit down and decide, I'm going to let this go. And I'm going to move in a different direction this cycle. Okay, card number 2. Temple of Carnelian. It is time to trust in your old boldness and courage, taking risks that feel true to your heart and engaging in practices that make you feel truly and genuinely alive, embodied, and more of yourself, even if not always comfortable, are going to help you live the life you were born to live. So, yeah, that's trusting ourselves. Again, it's like always coming back within, trusting ourselves, what feels right with us, and having that courage and boldness to let things go, to change, to decide we're going to do things differently, and to tap in and do the things that fill our soul, fill our cup. That's going to help raise our energy, raise our frequency, raise our vibration. So beautiful. Both absolutely beautiful cards, all about, again, coming back within, taking that power back. And yeah, just like knowing it's okay. It's okay to change, to morph, to transform. And we have an opportunity every month to do so if we choose it. So keep that in mind. Keep it in mind. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for following along, guys. Thanks for listening. Again, take what resonates, leave the rest, and allow yourself to feel into it more if you want to. As always, if you ever have any questions or you want to share something that came up, reach out either through my website or any social media. It's all linked through here. So yeah, check it out. And other than that, I'll be back next Friday for another episode. But just taking a moment, close your eyes, place your hands on your heart space. Just feeling your heartbeat. Feeling yourself here in this moment. Taking a moment of gratitude and thanking yourself for taking this time for you. Tuning in and trusting your own intuition, your own knowing. And take a nice deep breath in and out. Okay, loves. Thank you. Thank you so much again. And I will see you guys same time next week. Okay, bye.